We go. G'day, guys, and welcome to another episode of Das Hobby House. I'm Greg.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Aquan.
Hello, and welcome to 2025. It's been a hot minute.
Yeah.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
It's been a hot minute.
And a lot's happened since then, and just three out of the four of us have gotten married. Can you guess which ones?
all in the same month, wasn't it?
pretty much.
Just about every month.
Weeks.
In the space of 4 weeks, all of us got married.
Yes.
Because they all needed visas.
Yeah.
Everyone's visas ran out at the same time, so they needed to.
Yeah.
These guys are now legal residents of Australia. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
This we can stay. We don't have to get kicked out of the border.
Yes.
Yep. I just like to acknowledge Chris for his
Yes, and as you might notice, there's a new face a new voice to the table, and we just want to welcome Chris Berger here and acknowledge that this whole new episode and future episodes will be shot here at the Das Hobby House headquarters, which is in Chris's garage. So
Yes. Das Hangar.
Das Hangout, Das Hangout.
Officially
So
named.
if you're in the neighborhood, swing on by.
Yes. You'll see the sign from the gate.
But we don't want you here. Don't come here.
Yeah.
Don't swing by.
They don't swing by.
Don't.
Yes. We won't.
By invitation.
Whether we
only.
open the door or not, it's another question.
That's
But Chris is also, the founding members of this group. He was there from the start. So,
yes. All
In the
those years
background.
ago.
yeah. So he's
All
not
those
new.
years ago.
He's been in the background.
Kind of
He's
like
just
a
new to you.
like a
He's-
silent
he's-
partner.
Yeah, the silent partner.
Oh, mystery man in the back.
Yeah.
Hooded figure in the corner of the tavern.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
The string puller. Puppet master.
He's the guy that sits in the bar and he's in the shadows and he's like, yep, do
He's
that.
funded all this,
Yeah.
really. He's pushed us along.
Yeah.
Not
all those
really.
other episodes
It's all
were actually
lies.
in his basement going, work, work, work.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all lies.
So, Chris, why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself? Like, what do you like modeling? What's up? What's up with you?
Well, I guess we'll start off. I guess one of the reasons why I haven't been on the podcast before is because had a little kid. He's now turning 3 soon, and now he's a bit more independent. So now I can finally join the cast and participate a bit more. And been watching, a long time watcher, but now
Long time
participator.
listener, big long time fan.
He's the watcher.
I like to watch.
I like to watch, but
Shout out to Michelle as well for holding the fort down.
But yeah, in between then and then, also just got married, and we did everything backwards, kids, house, marriage, and now I'm here. And what do I like modeling? I like to mostly planes,
Yeah.
mostly jets, I guess, but dabbling in a bit of armor here and there and cars, which I do have a lovely stash of different models, but mostly stick to just planes really, and that's my kind of forte. And
Also a bit of an avid gamer.
I do.
why don't you
like yourselves? I
Why don't
like
you geek
to
out a bit and tell the people about your driving.
yes.
driving
I
situation.
also have a driving simulator which I spent some money on. A lot of time on.
Go on then.
as
Go.
well.
Why don't
so-
you spit out some of those numbers? What do you got? Like, what is it?
Oh, well, I got the Fanatec steering wheel, which is if you got to do it. It's really fun. Another hobby, I guess, that's piqued my interest.
Well, this is Das Hobby
And-
House, so it's
Yeah,
house of many rooms.
got my dad to come along, and he does also modeling and also sim racing when he comes here. So it's a lot
I'm
of
sure we'll
fun.
get
Hang
uploaded
out,
video of
gives us
that.
more opportunity to hang out and stuff. So kind of me in a nutshell, really.
Yeah. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
And, you can also see his work on our Facebook site. He's got a
Yes.
few stuff there. So he has been building for a while now too.
And we were at Expo last year, and you might have seen Chris there
Yes, you see me on you see my face in the
behind the
pictures.
desk. Yep. So he's definitely a contributor. He's got a lot of his builds were on the table at Expo, at our first Expo, lads.
Yeah.
Well done, congratulations.
It only took us a long
We took the scenic route.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
we-
a very scenic route.
Our first table. And, we got good reception.
And it's not our
Really,
last.
yeah, fairly positive feedback.
And we'll be there this year again.
Yeah,
A
for
bigger
sure,
table.
for sure.
Bigger table.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're getting 2 tables, aren't we? Instead
You-
of one, because
well,
I think
yeah.
one was just so compressed.
Yes,
There
we
was
did.
just so much
yeah, it was.
stuff.
Especially
Yeah.
the other, the table to the left and table to the right of us were
Empty.
not manned. So
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
looked very sparse.
Yes.
But look, yeah, we'll definitely be spreading our wings a bit more now. Now that we know what to expect from Expo.
Exactly.
I walked away from Expo last year with a few more kits and COVID.
Yes. So,
Hell yeah.
My first COVID experience.
so when we say
What's
expo, we
expo?
mean the Australian Modelling Expo held in Melbourne, Victoria in
Sandown
June.
Racecourse.
It's Sandown Racecourse.
Back to its traditional home of the Queen's, the King's.
Queen's birthday or King's birthday.
King's birthday
our
now.
Kings.
King's
Why do they have
birthday.
the same birthday? Question: do you know the king's last name?
William?
Belvedere.
Is it?
I don't know.
Arthur.
I know it's from the House of Windsor. I know they had German names at one point.
Yeah. See, I don't know what the names are. It's just
Windsor?
King.
Windsor House?
Well,
King- what is it?
he
King
took the name.
Charles.
He took the name Charles.
Yeah. What number? Does he have a number after his name?
Second, third,
Third. So his last name's Third.
Yes.
Like, what's his last name?
Jonathan.
Fun fact.
It's a bit of a Beyonce. It's just first name only.
Can we get someone to Google that? Pull it up on the screen.
Jamie, can you pull that up on the screen?
Jamie, can you
please?
pull that up on
Do
screen?
they even have last names? Do they forfeit their
They-
last names
I
in
don't-
place of a number?
They're like Madonna.
Yeah.
Jeez. Or Cher.
Yeah. Or Prince. It would get to the point where they're just a symbol.
Kylie. Here you go.
Ah, Kylie. But yeah, so lads, what else? What else? Let's move down the bench there. Down the
Well,
Jeff, what do you got on the bench?
for me, I've been working on a couple of planes. One was a 148 Corsair. It turned out really good. I was very happy with it. And then it got to a point where there was something that I did that I wasn't happy with it. So that went into the pile of
No.
yeah, no,
That was
I
going
wasn't
so
happy with
good.
it. So I said, you know what, I want to do another one. So I snapped it in half. Took the
No.
Yep. Took the cockpit out, and I'm going to use that for the next build. I'll show you some pictures of the Corsair
That
that
was
I built.
practically finished, wasn't it? Last time we spoke about it?
Yeah,
So
well, almost.
that was
But there was
unsalvageable?
something that was like, oh, great, I stuffed it up. So it was one of those ones where it's hard to repair.
So that was unsalvageable.
Well, now it is because I
Now it
snapped
is.
it in half.
Yes.
Yeah. But I'm now building a 132 model, which is the Hobby Boss F84, and it's coming along well. It's quite easy to build, great fit. But yeah, it's one of those things where I never thought I'd consider doing a 132, but this has changed my mind a little.
Ooh.
It was
There
so
you
easy
go.
to build. Even doing the rivets, it's like if I over sand it, I could just punch a hole with it without having to, needing a rivet tool of some sort.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But
You know,
apart from
details.
that, hopefully we might see that during Expo. So
Well, yes. That is the goal.
it'll be in a natural metal finish, so it'll be quite hard. But see how I go. Hopefully I don't smash it in half.
You'll be right.
Like
Well-
on purpose or?
On
Well,
purpose,
it's pretty easy to establish that. Do you have another Super Saber kit in the stash?
No, just
Well, there you go. So you can't split it in half and start another.
just that one. But yeah, that's what's on the bench so far. It's been a pleasurable build, and yeah, hopefully it'll be on Expo.
That natural metal finish is going to
Natural metal finish, which is
awesome.
quite hard to do.
Look hot.
Hopefully,
Yes.
yeah. What
And-
about you guys? What are you guys doing at the moment?
I've got a few pies in the oven. I'm binge building for Expo. So I think I've done more models in the last 3-4 weeks than I have in the last 3-4 months. So just started off with the tanks. I've got a few aftermarket stuff for the 132 P40. Started another P40, broke one of the decals. So I'm now weathering that whilst waiting for the new replacement decals to come in. I don't know if they're going to be good enough for Expo per se.
That'll be fine.
Well, that's the thing. I'm still not to the point where I think me, self-confidence wise, my Expo quotation marks builds are going to be good enough for Expo
I mean, Expo competition or just on the table itself?
table. I'm nowhere near the point where I think I've gonna enter a build yet.
Yep.
You know,
You could certainly try. I mean, I've seen your tanks. They're
Yeah, they're amazing.
pretty damn good.
That tiger's amazing. The full
Yeah.
interior.
Just for fun, you should do it.
just for a laugh,
Just for
man.
a laugh.
Just for cheaper entry.
That's what cheaper entry. I was
Yeah.
going to say.
Well, we're going to get cheaper entry just by participating. Just bring
Yeah.
said table.
Yeah.
So yay! So I don't know. One day. I think you going around seeing all the other model, and that's one of the good things about going to Expo. I think is that you get to see where you are, where you consider yourself to be at, when you see other people's builds, thinking, "Oh wow, that seam line doesn't have to be perfect," or I can get away with not putting an aerial cable from the tail to the tip of any plane.
I think your goal is to finish
Finish the
it
kit. Yeah.
first and then see
Yes.
how you go.
Well, that's
Wait, out of all this binge building, did you finish anything?
what started.
Wheels.
Well,
We got 4 months to go.
I did pull up a Dragon P51 132 P51 Mustang that has been on and off, has floored me all this time. I broke the undercarriage, so now it's wheels up.
Yes.
Jeff donated a 132 Pilot now, so it does make sense being wheels up.
Yes.
So that's now back on the desk. So hopefully I get to finish. I'm pretty excited about that, but I just don't know how to display it. So I have to put one of those clear PVC rods up its butt.
Stick up its ass.
Yeah.
How big is it?
Wing tip to tip's about that big.
Or, you know the tube that all those airbrush needles that you buy come in?
It's clear ones.
Clever
Yes.
girl.
That's what I use
Yeah.
to put up the
That is
Japanese plane.
brilliant.
Oh,
I never thought about that.
And we are building 132 models for Expo, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
all right.
We're going big.
I think my original I put my hand up for that because I thought we were gonna fill up an entire table. We don't have to fill it with 135 tanks. We can just fill it with 4 132 scale
Yeah.
planes.
Yes.
So so I did take out a lot of my 132s that I started prior. I thought, how many of these can I get out? Punch out. There may be a 132 F16
Yes.
or a 132 Phantom that's also been pulled back out of its box.
Yes.
Well, if they're mostly built, just focus on the one that's nearly built.
Yeah. It's half your time, half your battle. In your head, maybe not.
This is me we're talking about, lads. Good thing is about having plenty of those in the pies. It's like if I could always stop 1 or 6 and finish 1.
No, just put a net all over your kits so you don't start anything until you finish that one.
just bring them all
Yes.
here, mate.
There you go.
I reckon we could probably stack it all up on this side in front of camera.
Well, what the people on the other side of this podcast can't see is the fact that I'm looking at Chris's stash at the moment, being in that cupboard. And then he's also explained where he's got the rest of the stash spread
Yes.
around the place.
Hidden.
And I was just looking at the stash that I'm looking at, which is one kind of cupboard full. And I'm thinking, I'd
full
love
cupboard.
to have my stash just reduced to that. Manageable, visually manageable bite size.
That's still
rather
a
than-
couple of lifetimes worth, though, in that one cupboard.
That's the thing.
Yeah. We'll be like Egyptians where you get buried with your stash so you can build them in the afterlife.
I'm taking it with me.
And the Virgin, throw her in there as well.
Yes.
That's Viking though, so don't recommend it.
No. Alive?
Well,
In the afterlife, they will be.
But yeah, they're not alive, they're afterlife.
Afterlife?
But yeah, we're planning on having at least one 132 scale models on the bench from one of us each. So
finish.
that's the plan anyway.
Finishing with it.
Yeah.
And we're looking at you, Jeff, there because
Oh,
I think consistently you and Chris are the finishers.
I don't even own a 132, so I'm not.
Do you want one?
No.
We got lots for you.
Come on.
What do
Just
you
say
mean?
yes. You could have one right now. You can have 4.
Hey, here we go. Trivia. Shout out to anyone in the world that can guess. When was the last time I finished a kit? when was the last time I was on the bench?
You finished a kit.
I think it
not
was that-
started a kit.
That
finished a
Japanese
kit.
plane on his in flight mode.
You'd have to go to a Facebook site to
Yeah.
find out.
Yeah.
Wait, does
Yes.
that King
Shameless
Tiger
plug.
does that King Tiger with full interior count? Because I know
No,
you've
that's like
finished
95. That's 95%. I just need to paint the exterior and then weather the exterior.
right. So you want us to guess
When I was
Finished.
finished.
started,
finished.
finished, weathered, decals. Huh.
The answer is the Japanese plane, and that was like
That
a
is the
lifetime
Japanese
ago.
plane.
Yeah,
And that was a group build.
That was
because we're doing.
we were
was
doing
COVID
the
group build.
Anzac
It was
build.
a twin
That was an
prop.
Anzac
yeah.
build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it the
That
Anzac
yeah, that was a.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? I don't know. It was
Or
Anzac.
twin prop.
I think it was
No,
just a twin prop build.
Twin prop
Twin prop
build.
build.
Yeah, and that was years
Yeah.
ago. And that was the last time I
Yes.
finished the kit. And then the last time I was on the bench
That's that before COVID.
was. Yeah, that was before
2022.
COVID.
22.
Before COVID. Yeah.
No.
That was before Rona, because then I was binge building when I had Rona, mate. Smashed
Yes.
out Better Call Saul and
Yeah.
built a couple of kits. Haven't finished anything since then, since the Japanese plane. Then we
Wow.
had that helicopter build. I sat for about an hour and a half.
One bit.
Started putting together like a bit for the propeller at
Rotor,
the top,
yeah.
for the rotor. And then, no, there was that Phantom. I did the
Yes.
cockpit.
yes.
Did the cockpit, and then I put everything together, and it came to painting the outside, and I was like, cool, back in the box.
Well, you don't have to finish it. You could even build it at Expo.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
But Greg, you should finish. But
Wait. What?
but I have a great excuse.
Why
You
did
know,
you come back to me?
life and things.
Yeah.
Got
Yeah,
married.
Yeah, you're also one of the ones
also
who
got married.
recently
Yeah, got married, did all that.
That's your excuse.
There's a good one. I wonder how long I can milk that for. To be like, oh, I haven't built anything in 2 years.
Well, you're married now.
Still a honeymoon
Yeah.
period.
Yeah,
You're married now, and I think your wife would know that you've got certain needs.
like I need to finish a kit.
You
for
need
Expo.
to start a model and to finish a model.
That's right.
It's for your own masculine mentality.
Yeah, but time.
Yeah.
Well,
that is the other thing.
Time.
And Mojo as well.
Yes.
Like there are times when we just, I don't know, you come home from work and it's just hard to get on the bench. You're just tired, just mentally drained.
Life happens.
And the next thing you know, it's been weeks since you've touched anything.
But then all the kits that you bought were when you were like high on your own supply going, oh, yeah, this kit, that kit, this kit, that kit. And they're not all simple, easy things because you're like, I've been building, I've been doing this. Let's go get the next big thing. Let's get the new challenge.
Yeah.
We
And then
become-
you go look at your stash and you're like, there's nothing casual here. There's nothing nice
There is
and
nothing
easy.
casual
No
at
Mojo
all.
build.
No Mojo builds. And they're like, oh, then I have to go buy a Mojo build. But I don't want to do
Yep.
that. I don't want to do that.
If you want a Mojo build,
I've
I
bought
highly
plenty of
recommend
Mojo
doing a
builds.
transformer. That's
Yeah,
a
but there's
weekend.
one of those ones where it's like, I'll get to it. But
And
then it's like,
yeah, exactly right.
if you
don't
put
get
everything
the
in
Mojo
front of
build.
me, I'm not going to eat it.
Go
I
on
have
then.
to, it's the old lead a horse to water. You can't make me drink it. It's
You have to get in that mode, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's easier if it was like, guys, we're doing this next Saturday. We're hanging out. We're doing group build. Great peer pressure works every time.
Yeah.
Like
And that's the beauty of us is we're documenting how it is to model in real life, and
It
we're
is,
just documenting it. You know, good bits and bad bits. Mojo with it, without Mojo. So yeah,
I mean, shout out to everyone there in the YouTube or social media landscape that does this podcasting, YouTubing, and all the rest of it,
mate, it's like a whole
day
other
in
job.
day out, and
And-
yeah, it's basically it. So
and still do his everyday life.
yeah, I mean,
I
to
assume they do
everyone
their
doing it,
everyday
well
life.
done. Because yeah, like we're struggling to
Just do everyday life.
just do everyday life
Exactly.
and throw in a model every now and again.
And a
Yeah.
podcast.
Because like I can't just sit at the
And our
bench
podcast,
for like a half hour. What am I going to do in a half hour? Clean an airbrush, fiddle
Yeah.
my thumbs, like choose what to watch while I'm building. Like,
Yes.
but you know what I can
That's
do in
what
half an
it's
hour? One round of Helldivers, or two of the
We'll-
short missions.
We'll come back to that later on.
Yeah, see, it's
better
so
believe that.
there's so many things where it's like, oh, let's go build, but I only have an hour. I'm not doing
Yeah.
anything in an hour.
there are certain aspects of modeling that will take more than half an hour, and sometimes when
Guaranteed.
you don't have half an hour, it's like let's
It's
do
half an
something
hour
else.
just researching what decals you want to put on.
What I've come to do now is so I can actually squeeze in a bit of modeling. And as you start finishing stuff, you actually build your mojo and stuff as well. I find it for myself. But I have a little box now which I carry with me. And I'll just have that on my lap while I'm watching TV or something. And you just do stuff like automatically. and you don't realize, I'll do some sanding while I'm here. I'll grab a little piece. I'm up to this bit. I'll do some puttying. I'll go to sand the putty. So I can do that while I'm watching TV or something.
Yeah. There are times when
try that.
you can do that, but for me, it's like if I don't have the time, I won't do it. I have to have a certain amount of time to do things.
Dedicated.
You'd
that
allocate
time.
the time to
Yeah.
Yeah.
do that and nothing but that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so tough. Fit it all in the schedule.
Even after Expo, it was like we were so motivated, and yeah.
He speaks words now.
Yes, he does.
Hello.
And children also are a good way to
Yes.
stop
Great little segue there. Thanks.
Great time suckers.
Great timing.
as
Right
part of
there.
life. You might get married, then you have kids, and there goes more time.
Yes.
Then
Just, yeah. So it's
Oh,
just
that's why. What, you were away for like 3 years, just busy
Essentially.
doing life.
yes,
Doing dad
that's right.
life.
Yes,
It's like,
yes.
there's no time to be like, oh, hey, here, have a whole Saturday with the boys. It's like, nah, family,
no.
Yes.
family first. Who knows? The time will come, and I'll probably gap it for like 3 years and be like, bye. I'll just fade off into the distance. I'll be like Anakin watching you, like as a holo, like as a ghost.
like anything could come up. I mean, you know, I'd have a side
Exactly,
hustle where my Saturdays are taken, so I may not be here for every episode. So,
Yeah.
you know, we'll just do what we can, and you know, we'll just got to keep it consistent.
Exactly.
But guys, we're consistent. We're going to be.
We are going
We're
to
not
try
giving
our
you. This is not a
utmost
one and
best.
done.
Yeah.
We're not going to gap it
No, we're not.
so soon.
So
No.
good and bad, we're going to be here constantly.
Well,
so,
we'll
yeah.
try our utmost best.
Yeah,
We'll try and give it everything we've got because it's a good thing just for us as well. It's, I mean, you know, everyone out there would know what it's like to just catch up with the boys.
Yeah.
And we need this. Like, I think guys need to catch
Yeah.
up with other guys.
Yeah.
And just,
Yeah.
It's not always going to be all four of us. There might be some episodes where one of us can't make it. So
Yeah, sure.
you'll have
I'll
that.
replace it with the cardboard cutout.
What the hell is that?
Sounds like thunder.
Yeah,
That's
Storms coming,
Noah,
mate.
and he's a monster. That's the kids.
Yeah.
That's a monster truck going along the shed wall.
But it's just the beauty of having this space here at your place. This is life still happens around us.
But
Yeah.
isn't
It
that
does.
what we signed up for? Isn't what we
That's
wanted?
right.
Hopes
That's
and
right.
dreams, you know, wife,
That's
house,
right.
kids, and a dog kind of thing.
You know, we're not. This isn't a surgical kind of a
Sterilized environment.
sterilized environment.
Yes.
Like, podcast is out there, but this is someone's garage.
Yeah.
You know,
You get disruptions.
they're adorable distractions.
No matter how many times you say, "Can you look after the kids?"
It's gonna happen.
My dad just rocked up out of nowhere.
What's wrong with it?
Yeah,
There you go.
there's-
Life
He's off his
happens.
phone.
unpredictable variables that
Yes.
will, you know,
Yes.
that'll come, and that's fine.
Everyone
That's
out there
fine.
will
This is
unpredictable-
life, right? This is life.
It is.
Everyone
Yeah.
out there will,
That's
will
right.
be able to relate
That's
to
the
it.
beauty of it.
Nah, mate, do better.
Unpredictable.
Nah, mate. Nah, mate, this is the podcast, all right?
Yes. We're going to go to an office space.
Yeah, mate, I want good, clean, crispy audio to listen on my drive in, all right? I expect
Yep.
better.
No disruptions.
No nothing.
Yes. That's right.
Turn
We
them
can wear lab
phones on
coats as
silent
well.
and tell the world
okay,
to
well,
gap it.
We're going to wear
For
lab
the,
coats.
for the 4 people that
There
are
you go.
listening who are like that, we sincerely apologize for the disruptions to your day that our life is still happening right now, live.
Because
Not
otherwise,
during the course
I'm
of
very
recording.
happy to disappoint with life because we were like so close to having a grill sitting right in front of me. You could be listening. to some
Next
sizzling
episode, we could.
steaks.
We're going to
just say it in a
see how we go.
Just we're gonna stick a whole nother microphone just on the grill, just so you can hear it.
Sizzle.
Oh,
That's right.
Yeah, so
Beautiful.
we won't just be a group of guys in a room with mics. We'll just be doing all sorts of things
It's
as well.
going
So
to be.
prepared
This is
for that.
organic. This is growing into something that is. We're going to try and make it like it's like unlike anything you've ever seen before. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be great.
And we won't just be here. We'll be other places as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll
Yeah.
try to. I mean,
and it's not because we're trying to be cool and edgy. It's mostly because it has
trying
to
to be cool
fit
and edgy.
around our life. Our life cannot
Yeah.
be based around
That's right.
this podcast.
That's right. This podcast will go with us wherever we need it to go.
You know what
with
the
us.
original idea was? Some cheeky midnight kebabs. Because you know who's free at midnight?
never know.
Everyone.
You
Yes.
never know.
The kids are
Everyone's
asleep.
asleep that time of day. No one's got work. No one's got
and
anything.
kebabs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kids and kebabs.
Oh,
so
AK,
Some
Kids and
oily
kebabs.
fingers, mate.
And we could be doing this
Pancake.
podcast in a car as well as we're
Yeah,
traveling
that's right.
somewhere.
Mate.
We may have already experimented and dabbled in
I
it.
may have dabbled in the dark arts.
Proof of concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yep.
look, it was a bit of a banger. It was good times.
So if you
It
do
was
like,
a good time.
It was good times.
Have you ever been in a car full of your favorite mates and then you just wish you recorded every conversation? We did.
Yeah.
We tried that. It
Yes.
worked.
Yeah, it worked.
It worked well.
But yeah, we're going to be doing stuff. I mean, we're also going to try go to Phillip Island at the Vietnam Museum. We were going to do that, weren't we?
It's very close, lads.
Yeah.
Now that everyone's settling into this new married landscape that that we find ourselves in
We
now.
got that out of the way.
We got that
Yes.
out of the way.
out of the system,
Yes. Well and truly.
I don't think we can use the honeymoon period anymore, Aqua.
I haven't even been on a honeymoon yet, so haha.
Yeah,
I can
there
milk
you
it.
go.
Really? You know, it was a good place for a honeymoon.
Where?
Phillip Island.
Yes, that's right. The Vietnam War Museum.
Yeah.
Your missus would love that.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah, honey. Wow, look at this. Oh, wow.
With napalm.
no, the honeymoon will just be us.
It's just us.
Well,
Oh, well, we had the idea. We could all go on like a cruise.
Anniversary.
An
There you
anniversary
go.
cruise, bring our partners, and then
Anniversary.
we could just hang out together and they can become friends. And if they're not, it doesn't matter because we're on a cruise.
That's right.
We could just buffet every
Yeah.
day.
There we go.
It's good times.
Biscuits.
The funniest part of this conversation is that last night, my wife goes, "So what do you want to do for your birthday?" Because I am turning big 50 this year,
Wow.
right? So I did suggest to her, I go, "Look, what I really wanted," and I said, "Hun, whatever you do, don't take offense because it was just something that popped into my head. I want to go to the Tank Museum in Darwin with the boys and have our respective wives with us,
Yes.
right?" But I go, "But you guys haven't met." We've hung out several times, but the girls really haven't got that time where they've all met together yet. So to go to Darwin and the boys will be like geeking out over tanks and stuff, and you guys are sitting around going, "So
It's hot.
Yes.
yeah,
It's sweaty.
this is fun.
Do you like stationery?
Do you like knitting?" And then I'll be like, "Okay, so what's plan B?" And I said, "Well, I want to also go on a cruise, like do like a quick cruise." Again with the boys, and again you guys are going to be there and not know each other. So she said, then she turned around and said, "So I'm guessing you just want to just go on your 50th with just the boys." And I went, "Is that going to be okay?"
Why don't we just
Yeah.
bring them onto this podcast
Still
and they
working?
can all meet
Well,
here
that's-
live?
That's right.
Like I said,
We can have a
earlier,
barbecue?
I thought
Yeah.
I think it'd be
Cookout.
hilarious
We
for
get
the
a hot
girls
pot.
to be.
We get a hot pot. Oh, yeah.
They can make the hot pot.
Yeah.
My wife
Exactly.
does a good hot pot. So
Oh,
Perfect.
That'd be
Yeah,
mad.
Yeah.
that's a great way for them to
Yeah.
meet each other for the first time.
So yeah, so this
With
this
microphones.
Went,
Do
this
you want to
went
start
just
some beef?
oh,
Do you want to? We'll just start some drama.
We need drama.
and then they'll get really concerned.
That's-
Like, what's going on here?
That's
I thought they were
then
friends.
they'll bond over that.
Yeah.
Dude, look,
They'll
mate,
bond
my
over that.
wife watches the reality shows. I don't know why, but why not?
Is
Okay.
married at first sight.
Maths?
Have you been watching the new Maths?
no.
Far out. It's been on in the background. Maths is the one that's like there's a couple of the shows that she watches. I'm like, these aren't bad because it's not just people yelling at each other. It's like actual drama, not
What-
so petty.
For the people outside Australia, why don't you introduce
Oh,
the concept?
Married at First Sight,
Yes.
where they do it like it's an experiment and they just get two randoms, have them like get married, and then they have to like live together and work through that relationship and make it work. But some of the people on there, like
Yeah.
far out, they're cooked. Like, there's this guy, and they get together, and you know, both of them are above skinny, and they're going along.
Wow. I never heard of that expression, but all right, let's go.
Yeah, and then they're going along, and you're thinking, oh yeah, cool, whatever. And then he's just like, oh, actually, I'm into. No, they're like, oh, do you have any like preferences? Because they ask all these questions,
It's
so
a
you can
trap.
pair them up with the right people.
That's a trap.
And he's like, oh, I got no preferences. Yeah, nah, whatever, anything you do, you know, female, the bar is
Well
low.
done, well answered.
And then he gets put with this girl, and then the two of them are together, and then out of nowhere, he starts going, oh, you know, actually, I'm into like tall, skinny, blonde. And it's one of those where I was like, yeah, but the tall, skinny blonde's not going to be into you, mate.
No.
And then
yeah.
just the drama, like him treating her like rubbish, and she's like, "What's going on?" But he doesn't tell her this stuff.
Yeah.
But then he tells this stuff to like on the camera. And then they had this one where he was saying all this stuff, which isn't anything that he's told her. It doesn't line up. And then they showed her that video, and she's like, "What?" And I was like, "This is good drama. This I can accept because it's just prickly pears being prickly pears. Like, I'm
So
like,
that's how they make the show. That they pick those people
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
go,
Oh,
"This will be great
guaranteed.
for
To make
viewers."
the drama.
this one's better
Yeah.
than a lot of the other dramas where it's like, oh, it's the housewives or whatever. I'm like, what's your problem? I can't believe she said this. I'm like, well,
So
whatever.
Aquan, you know a lot for someone who's seeing it in the background.
Yeah, well, it's on in the bedroom, so I can't hide. I go into the room and it's on, and it was on. And I was like, oh, this one's a bit spicy. I don't mind. Like, but Maps
Yeah.
over the years has actually been the one that's like drama wise,
Yeah.
and it's decent
Gives
stuff.
you intrigue.
Because like, mate, I've been into WWE, and
Yes.
that's just a soap opera with action
is.
in the middle,
Yeah.
and
Well,
they
I
do
think-
their own stunts, and it's great. I love it.
I think here with you guys, I could, because you're my mates, I could actually bring up this confession. I have actually been watching Maths.
Oh, I thought I
what they
knew.
No, but it's that one it's that one show where my wife and I could sit down and watch
Yes.
together, and it's not, on my shows would be like things blowing up, people dying, screams.
Yeah.
Her shows would be full on rom coms and that stuff. Anything with Sandra Bullock or whatever. But Maths is the one place where we can get together. We can get both screaming and the lovey dovey stuff. So yeah, I've been watching. I have a confession. My name's
There you
Greg. I've
go.
got a confession. to make.
Awesome.
And yeah,
I haven't watched an episode at all.
get out of
you're
here.
gonna love it. You're gonna love it, Jeff. Do it, do
Oh,
it,
mate, it's a
Jeff.
good drama.
Jeff, do
You should
it,
watch it
Jeff.
with your wife.
No,
It'd
we
be funny.
watched the new Aliens Romulus together.
Oh, yeah.
That was
yes.
really good. That
Yes.
was
was
a
it?
good
New Alien.
Alien Romulus.
Romulus.
Brilliant.
We watched that together.
was awesome.
That was pretty damn good.
good.
It reminded me of how aliens used to be.
Yep. Just
Yes.
as much. It's like Prey.
Yeah.
The new Predator
Yes.
movie.
And there was a throwback to Ellen Ripley as well.
Exactly.
At the
Yeah.
start.
Yeah.
And that guy, that robot, if you actually watch the first one, he was there.
That was him. Yeah.
Yeah. So I said, oh, he
Rest
looks
in
so
peace.
familiar.
Ian Holm.
It's almost-
That was the Hobbit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was Bilbo. Bilbo Baggins.
Yes.
It's almost as if the movie was made by someone that likes the original movies.
You'd think that, right?
Not someone that's like, you know what? Nah, stuff it. You're gonna
Yeah,
make me
it was
own
good.
and it's gonna be better.
I loved it.
It was a good
Loved
time.
it.
Saw it in IMAX. So I got the expanded everything and the sounds bigger and better and whatever. And mate, the aliens, the sounds they make. Oh,
And that whole atmosphere of being in a ship where it's so dark and you just don't know where the aliens are going to come from.
Confined corridors.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
you get that feeling where the
Sense
first
of
two movies
urgency.
gave, yeah.
and especially because it's so practical. A lot of the alien stuff, it's practical, so it looks great. It feels great.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gritty.
And while you're watching those stuff, like for me anyway, I'm thinking, how can I build something from this? So I'm like going, oh, the original Aliens had like the drop ship and stuff, and then you look online and you're like, nah, it's way too expensive now. It's all collectible.
Well, there's 3D printing now.
Unless you go to those Legos, those mock Legos, those make alien stuff, but even those are pricey now.
I was watching one and the guy was talking about, he was doing Warhammer. And he was talking about
Well,
Yes.
look at Jeff smile.
Yes. Yes.
yeah, Warhammer, but to 3D print in PLA and all that, and to get resin quality, like some of the 3D printers now, super detailed, super detailed, and require a lot less finishing than the resins do with the UV and the isopropyl, blah de blah, for a fraction of the price of the resin as well. And you can breathe. You don't need masks or anything.
Oh, that's going to be one thing that I'm going to love to talk to someone about, like 3D modeling stuff. And
Yes.
I'm sure we'll get there in the future podcast. We'll do an episode on 3D printing and modeling. We'll have someone here.
or maybe we buy our own and have it.
Yeah.
And
Just
every
in the
week we,
back.
we
We
learn.
can do something,
Oh,
make
learn something
something
new.
Or
Yeah.
printing while we're doing the podcast.
Yeah, there you go. See how long it takes. You can see it unfold in front of our eyes.
Yeah. Well, that's a good idea. So, Chris, what are you building at the moment for Expo, the 132?
So I was going to do I think it's up there, the T2 Buckeye. So the T2 Buckeye in 32 from Special Hobbies, I believe it is. So I'll start that. But then Dad came over and he goes, oh, I have a 1 to 35 Chinook, which he's started
Yes,
already.
yeah.
He's done all the interior, he's done all the nettings and stuff inside. And I was like, that's great. But he's stuffed up all of the air intakes. It's all photo etch. So trying to find a replacement air intake for the 135 Chinook has been a nightmare. And I'm trying to find someone who 3D prints the sand filter. air filter. But that's hard to find. I think there was one person who was printing them off. I think he's not on the internet anymore, or I can't find that resource. So if anyone knows where I can find a 1 to 35 air
Comment
filter,
below.
sand air filter for or normal air filter for a Chinook, hit me up. Otherwise, I'm going to go back to the Buckeye.
You don't
which
want to
seems to be a
design your
really
own?
good kit.
You don't want to 3D model your own filters?
Oh, well, I'm not up to that scratch yet. We need to find
is?
somewhere to print it. But yeah, I don't know if someone knows anyone or has a resource or a file that can be printed. That'd be awesome.
Also one spare.
And it'd be like a father-son build, right? Because Dad's done the interior already, and I'll just do the exterior. So it would be a bit of a backstory
that'd
behind
be
it.
really cool.
Yeah.
That'll have a story in itself.
Dad's gone like, oh, look, I got bins in there and stuff. So it's really cool.
You can take lots of photos as well. Make sure you
Yeah,
take some
documented.
interior photos. See what your
Yeah,
dad's
yeah, before
built.
it's all
Yeah.
plugged together. But I'll have the back open, have a gunner at the back or something like that, and
Modern era, or
um,
where we think about
Yeah.
doing it?
and that's my dad.
Yep.
All right, see you, Dad.
All right.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye, Mr. Burger.
So that was Chris's dad. He builds a lot of models as well, and I've seen some of his builds, and they're pretty damn good.
That's where I got my inspiration
Yeah.
from. So my dad's been my inspiration throughout my modeling career. Ever
You got you into
since
it?
he got me into it, and
He's
yeah,
passed
it's been
that on
really
to
good.
you, which
Passed
is,
that skill on to me,
So you
and
can't really say anything if you just dump a bunch of money on kit. So
yeah, he'd encourage it.
yeah, exactly. And I've donated a few to Dad, and
Vice versa.
yeah, one of the groups that I'm with as well for Expo, so that's Sunbury Area Models Club. They're having a group, or not a Expo build for emergency services. So Dad used to serve in NATO back in Germany, and I bought him a 1 to 35 Unimog ambulance that he used to drive.
Cool.
So he's going to give that to me, and I'll build that for him. So once I
that's
build
nice.
it, I'll take it to Expo, and then I'll give that to him and try to make an accurate,
we can
accurate
we can document
representation.
that too.
Yeah.
Like your handing over of a
Yeah,
model that
yeah.
meant something to him back in the past.
Yeah, something that he actually
That is sweet,
drove.
man.
back in the day. Yeah,
Does he know it?
yeah.
No.
Yeah. so we can't play this.
There's not a surprise there.
can't
but,
make a
MTV
reveal.
rock up like, hey, oh, we pimped your ride. Here, I built you this.
Oh,
can make an
wow,
entire
what a
episode.
surprise.
Oh,
we can just pretend. I'll just tell him to act surprised, Dad.
Right. So no one listening tell Chris's dad that we're going to surprise him with a kit that he already knows is being built. So if you know Chris's dad, don't tell him.
Yes. But I'm also going to do for that one. I got a little Jeep ambulance from World War II, and also on the bench. If it's good enough, I'll put it on to competition. But it'd be a Mitsubishi F2. They got those cool color schemes. The navy blue with the lighter blue. I'm going to do like a Super Kai, which is the concept one, made from parts from an old other kit to get the conformal fuel tanks together.
Scale 48.
It's 48. A lot of
Nice.
resin bits on it as well, which I've
Yeah, right.
put on it. And Quinto Studios cockpit. Those things are brilliant.
Yeah, very good. Much better than painting them and straining your eyes when you can just
Yes.
stick them on.
And it's like a decal. You just put it in water and Bob's your uncle.
Well, I just bought my first one, so I'm going to have to ask you guys how to do that.
Dip it in water.
That's it.
What's
A normal
it for?
decal.
Like a normal
Like
decal.
a normal decal.
Yeah, the water will activate the adhesive and you just stick it on, but just make sure you sand it flat.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Or have paint, because you need to have that, like what you do with a normal decal, have some paint underneath so you can be
Right.
adhesive to it. I forgot to do the sidewalls of the cockpit, and so that wasn't painted. So I put them on and it wasn't sticking. So just a little bit of really thin super glue, just dab it in and then push it down, and beautiful.
what'd you get these decals for? What are you doing, mate?
A P40, 132. So I thought,
Flying Tigers? Or
no, I'm going to do this one a RAF,
Okay.
RAAF.
Nice.
So it's a P40N.
Yes.
I am also doing a P40 Flying Tigers one, but that's the one I ruined the decal for. So I'm
One
waiting
that
for that.
based in Papua New Guinea, or
The flying. Oh yeah, the RAF one will be. Oh, don't know yet. Don't know. I want to maybe desert, but I've already done a Spitfire in desert. Anyway, we'll figure that out.
I have some reference books if you need.
Okay, then if you're that way inclined, go for it.
Yeah, let's take some photos. So by the time
Yeah.
this episode comes out, you can see what we're actually doing.
Yeah. Well, I haven't started. So all the stuff for the P40 just came in
Nice.
this week.
But you having not started and not finishing is about the same.
Yes.
Well, you say that, but
What you can do, shows like,
I'm
oh,
consistent in that way, in that respect. It's not a good thing. I was going to say it was a great
Consistency
thing.
is the key.
yeah, consistency is
Consistency
key.
is the
That's
key.
all. Yeah.
Just keep plugging
That's
away.
the great
Maybe
takeaway.
one day I'll finish something.
We've just got to be consistent at being consistent.
Yes.
But yeah, so at least one of the few things that I've got on the desk right now, hopefully will make it to Expo. One or two or three. But we'll see.
But you know what? The
Yes.
whole being consistent about being consistent, that's my biggest problem with the gym. I'll be going to the gym 3-4 months and then
What's that
stuff comes up and then I have
You-
like 3-4
you
months
young
off.
people with your
Yeah.
healthy bits.
Getting swole, getting jacked.
Right. Get pumped.
It's good times. I love it.
He's our bodyguard if anybody messes with us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, look, I go out and everyone
He's
just
also
thinks
the
I'm
biggest
working
teddy bear.
security anyway. If I'm wearing all black, I'm like, oh no, I'm just out here for fun.
You know,
guys."
you're the cutest one. Too.
Just wear an earpiece
Yes.
and just complete the whole look.
Ah, yes. One of those curly earpieces.
Oh, yeah.
Special ops.
It'll match my curly
Just follow
hair.
someone
Yeah.
else and just, yeah.
Just wear army fatigues. You got the beard going. You'll be
Yeah,
fine.
but look,
They're like,
if
oh,
you
this
go
guy
for
just
3
don't
months
miss
and then
me.
stuff comes up and then you take 3 months off. Same with kids. You're working for like a solid couple of weekends and you're on a roll and then you take 7 months off.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like me, I took 2 years off. But that's just how it goes.
I've taken 6 years off.
Damn.
Yeah, it's been a while.
That's break.
Yes.
That's a proper break.
That's a good and proper break. But yeah, we've got a few contents that we will possibly do this year. We'd like to do them, won't we? And
Yes.
yeah, there's a lot of things that's that we've planned. You know,
I think that the main takeaway is that the fire really hasn't gone away.
no, it hasn't. It's just there are things in life that comes across your way, and these things have to take a back seat.
Like I've only got so many storage compartments in my tray. Model making used to fit in there. And then other
Yep.
things just came along, and then I got 2 servings of this, and then you have to fit everything into the one spot. I only have so many slots.
Yep.
So something else has to go.
Yeah, but this
Jim.
is us. You know, this is a
Don't worry, that's probably
Jim's
going to go anyway.
overrated.
It's only it only comes in like 4-month cycles. So my 3 months. Well, no, but someone else is taking that place.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. Helldivers.
that's a great one. That's a good one.
Well, before Helldivers was Red Dead.
Before-
Yes.
Yeah, it was Red Dead.
yeah. There's a gaming
GTA 6 is
aspect.
coming out this year.
Oh, good night.
Yeah.
That's
There you go.
another
There you
thing.
go.
still-
Model
it's still
building
on
stopped
everybody.
again.
Yeah, so we basically have to build before Grand Theft Auto comes out.
Yeah, I mean we're not just models, we're gamers as well.
Yep.
You know,
Dabble in a
there's
few things.
Helldivers. I play Dark Tide now. Chris has been playing
Sim racing for
sim racing.
Sim
so
racing.
a long
Sim
time.
flying.
That's always going to be a part of this group.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
you know, we're not just modelers, and
No.
you know, we're just
Yes.
Back one's D&D and
Just
D&D.
We're also
Oh,
model
we don't even have
citizens.
time for that these days. All the boys are busy.
D&D,
man.
yes.
I found that you guys have more free time than they do. And I was like, how does that work?
because you guys are building.
'Cause
You
they're
guys are
young.
at that end of life where
That's
you guys
right.
have to build your relationships with your girlfriends. and
Oh.
That's
do
right.
all the like. I'm
You gotta put in
working
the hard
now, I've
work.
gotta yeah, we've done the grind, dude.
Yeah, and guess what? We used to like hang out on Monday nights.
Yes,
Now
we take
everyone's
out the
busy.
relationships for granted now.
Yeah, my youngest child is now 18 turning
Wow.
19.
I feel like
you
I've just
go.
started.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. So I've done the grind. So now I've got plenty of time to watch match with my wife.
My oldest is 11 and then 5 and then a 2-year-old. So I'll be,
Two.
yeah.
So at best,
fun.
you've got 16 years.
Another. Yeah, there you go. There you
So that's your
go.
excuse. And then
Yes.
after that,
Yes.
you need a new one.
Yes.
New excuse.
So it's like everyone out there knows what it's like. There's always going to be something coming up, and if there isn't something coming up, believe me, something's around the corner. So
Always. Yeah, that's life.
And at
right?
least you know our audience can. There's got to be someone in the audience that can relate
Yep.
to every single
guaranteed.
of our
Not that I'm making
situations.
Yes.
excuses.
Guaranteed.
It's
No,
just a very,
no.
very good one.
No, it's not even an excuse,
Yes.
man. That's how life is
Yeah.
to some people.
And everyone's at
Yeah.
different stages of their life as well. Like Aqua's still young. newly married, honeymoon
Always- always
period.
All his hair,
Yes, has still got everything.
I'm
got
wearing a hat, mate.
metabolism.
I'm wearing a
It's
hat.
fine.
Pride and dignity.
But like, I mean, if
do I
it's
get
not
rid of
if
that?
it's not model if it's not model making for us, it'd be fishing for some guys. It'd be
Yes.
car clubs for other guys.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Put anything before the word club, and it's the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now the amount of times it's like,
Same thing.
man, I haven't gone out and done this in a long time. I just haven't been like, just you know what? We waste too much time at work, guys. Let's just all quit.
That's right. Work gets in the way.
Work gets in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that old
Mate,
catch
there's
22.
40 hours of the week I could be spent doing something else.
Oh,
That's
how
right.
good would it be?
We already have kids. We don't even need to save money to buy more. So we could just
No,
quit.
that's true.
Yeah.
That is true, but we still need money to buy
Yes.
all this stuff though.
But they keep making new ones and they always want the new stuff.
Right.
Yeah. You'll
Right.
have obsolete ones that go, oh, the
Yes.
new ones
Yeah.
have come out and this requires a lot of filling and sanding.
Exactly. It's like when I bought the Hasagawa Phantom Weasel, I bought all the bits for it. And I got, yes, I'm finally there. I got everything I need for it. And then Meng comes out and brings
And
out
release the wild
the
weasel.
Phantom Wild Weasel with everything there already. And I'm like,
New
great.
molds.
I just spent all this money on a really old, bad kit to make it all spruced up. And they just, yeah,
So you should build both and see which one
they
comes
they
better.
stuffed me up.
Yeah, that's good content right there though, Chris.
Yes.
Now you need to buy the Meng one. Do you have the Meng one?
Ooh. Don't tempt me like that.
Well, you have to now. Now our,
It's for the channel. It's,
No,
it's for
yeah,
content.
exactly.
It's
It's
a
for
great
you
question.
guys.
It's science.
we're doing it. We're not doing it for us. We're doing it for them.
Yeah.
Bergs.
Help
That's
me help
right.
you help them. Like
Yes.
It's all for them,
Yeah, you-
so
you
they
could-
know what it's like.
maybe
And
maybe
make
they'll turn
comparison.
out. Maybe we don't
Yes.
need the main.
You know,
kit,
you
just
don't
buy
need to sell
aftermarket.
this to me. You just need to say it once, and I'm like,
Well,
all right, I'm going to jump on
We're
eBay
going to
afterwards.
encourage you to buy
Well,
it.
see, that's the thing. I think the people out there want to know, and it's your responsibility to them. Now.
Yeah,
Yes.
don't let them down.
What's most enjoyable? The out of the box?
Would you spend
That's
what's easier?
that's a fair question.
$200 to do up a Hasegawa from the 1930s, or just
Yes. With
Yeah,
all the
but
extra
that-
bits.
buy-
What's more enjoyable? Regardless of money, what's more enjoyable? The hunt, the grind, finding the things, working with
the hoarding.
like all the different aftermarket where they're doing resin and all this kind of stuff and making things work and having that challenge, or out of the box, slaps together real nice. Like at work currently, there's no challenges. My brain is just cruise control,
Autopilot.
Yeah.
autopilot, and freeways, mate. Those things are long. It's not just a cruise control to the city. Sometimes it's like I'm cruise controlling the Queensland, mate. Don't talk to me for 2 days. Like cruise control's not fun. But then we want a nice, easy kit
Yes.
because I want challenge, but I don't want. I'm not.
You don't want
I'm not doing.
frustration.
I'm not doing rally. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to edge of my seat, white knuckle.
Yeah.
That's fair. What's
You
more fun?
want something challenging but not impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then what? There was when I first dabbled into the dark arts and model making. It was Tamiya, nice and simple and easy. Everything works. Dragon, because yeah.
Yes.
But then having made Dragon, I was like, oh, you're a bit big for nothing, ain't you? It wasn't even that hard. You just have more pieces.
Yes.
But mostly those more pieces are just tracks, and then they have
Yes.
magic tracks anyway, so it doesn't even matter. So when doing Dragon, I was like, oh, the challenge wasn't there. But then making the Japanese plane, the PE, because
Yeah.
I was like, we're going to do a plane. We haven't finished a plane before. We're going to do one, and we'll do PE cockpit, because why the heck not?
Then there's a pressure of the group build. Have to get it done before.
But the group build is more like, I don't know, if I wanted everything easy, I just wouldn't do anything at all. So I was like, I want the challenge. I'm like, yeah, set a
That's
goal for
good.
myself.
And that's why the way that you increase your skill set as
Yeah.
well. Because if you just keep doing the basic model that's very easy, it does get a bit, it's sometimes you do want that. You want just the easy one, but if you don't challenge yourself, the way that we learn is you challenge yourself and you learn. And you learn new techniques. You learn, I've never done resin before. How do I do it? How do I take it off? How do I clean it up? How do constantly challenging yourself also increase that interest for yourself as well, rather than doing just the mundane all the time. If you don't challenge yourself, you don't grow, essentially.
what they say, fear is the mind killer.
Yeah. That's right.
I don't know. There's no point in being
jump in.
too scared of a model kit. We've wasted more and less.
That's right.
Yeah.
Jump in. The water's great.
Yeah, like, oh no, you cooked the kit. Nah.
Don't be afraid to fill in sand and
That's right.
fix it so that it looks actually like it's part of the kit.
And when you actually accomplish something that's challenging, you feel great afterwards, right? And you go, yeah, this is awesome.
But I think that's the problem I find with some people is to never even ask the question, can I? I wonder if I can do that.
Yeah.
Like, that's a great question.
Just
You
jump
need
in.
an answer.
Yeah.
But I know people that won't even ask that question. So I'm just like, come on, guys.
You just open the
try it.
box and go,
Just
"Ah."
like, just like, I wonder if I can. Especially at the gym. It's like, I wonder if I could lift that heavy. I'm not going to know until I find out.
Yeah, exactly.
If I can't, something to work to. If I can, great, let's keep going.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Challenge yourself.
yeah.
For me, it's hard to justify buying a $40 kit from Expo or secondhand.
Yeah.
Like in this particular case, that Phantom over there, that Wild Weasel.
Yes.
And you spend $200 on aftermarket stuff.
Oh, quite easily. I got like photo etch for the cockpit,
So that's what I mean. It's like,
the
where's,
exhaust, seamless exhaust.
and how much is a Meng kit out of the box?
70 bucks, 70, 80 bucks. I
You
think it
can
is.
only go so far.
That's right. Yeah.
But then when you turn around and say, yeah, what kit's that? Oh, it's a Hasegawa kit. Really? From 1930? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I put everything I could in it.
And it looks just as good as the Meng. And you go, yep.
I reckon it'll look better than the Meng out
Yeah.
of the box because
Yeah.
it's gonna.
That's right.
You brought it back from
Got my
somewhere where it
blood,
shouldn't have
sweat,
been.
and tears in it.
But then it's like the prestige to say it's like, oh yeah, I've got plenty of aftermarket. Everyone's just more impressed by aftermarket than out of the box anyway.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, ooh, aftermarket. Wow, that required a different set of skills that I don't have.
Yeah.
Especially like you get closer
Yeah.
to scratch building stuff and everyone's like, whoa, that's like hardcore, dude.
Yeah, that's hardcore. That's why I lost all my Lego pieces growing up. Is my dad, because he used all of the Lego for his ships and whatever it is he was building.
That's mad. Your dad's the best. Seriously, your dad is the best.
Just go back. I want my Lego.
Yes.
I want my Lego back
Remember that
from inside
time?
that ship right there.
Yes,
But look, we're all car guys here as well. So
just like car builders, more like collectors
exactly.
at the moment.
Like, would it in the car world? It'd be exactly the same to have like a really old car with everything in it,
Yes,
and like aftermarket, like it's
Exactly.
like an LS swap,
yeah,
and it's like that should not be in that car, but it is. And look at it, looks mad. You've
that's right. Yeah,
topped out the wheels.
Yep.
You've
full extractors.
put turbos where it shouldn't have turbos,
Yeah.
supercharged something that shouldn't be supercharged.
Yep.
And it looks better than if you bought like a C63 AMG.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, great, that's C63 AMG. It looks great, but
and it's
check out
different
my,
because
1976 Lego.
that's you. That's you.
Exactly. One of a kind.
You put your flavor onto it.
One of a kind.
Yeah.
But in saying that, just to let our audience know, we're mostly plane builders, but we will try and build some cars or even ships in the
Yes.
future.
Whoa,
We'll try to attempt.
Whoa, slow
Oh,
down
no,
there,
no,
buddy.
don't go.
Slow down there, bud.
Well, never say never.
We all own one.
Yeah. We have
Maybe a dinghy.
yeah. Maybe even as a challenge. We'll do a car challenge. In
Yeah.
I've done one car.
Well, there you
Maybe
go.
I
you go.
own a
That's right.
couple.
It was an orange one, wasn't it?
Yeah, I did a Challenger.
Oh, yes.
It was alright. It wasn't bad.
Well, I've done cars.
Yeah.
I've done a Humvee, 135 Humvee.
I never
I've done,
finished my one of those.
Is that technically armor?
well, ask any.
got wheels.
Ask anyone who's been in one. It's not armored. If
Yeah.
anything, you could do with some armor. But
That's what the guys
Yeah.
in the hospital said.
but that's the thing. So yeah, like an actual car,
yeah. So
road car.
I got a rally car.
Well, there
It's
you
one of
go.
the Lancia somethings.
I think
but
we
the
all got
amount
a
of
car.
decals is
Yeah.
stupid.
I even went and bought an aircraft carrier.
Yes.
What?
That could be our
Yeah,
next.
I know, right? Hey, it was on sale. I was buying models off a girl for a while, and then she said, "Hey, I've got an aircraft carrier. Do you want one?" I went, "All right, well,
She was your
all
pimp.
right." Yes, show us your pics of the models, and then she sent it to me, and I was like, "Okay." She said a reasonable price. So I was like, "All right." One day, I'm sure I could either build it or give it away.
Mate, your arm twists
Yeah.
as easily as mine.
You don't need to twist anything here, man. Just,
It's already twisted.
it's already
It was born twisted.
I'll twist it myself.
Twist it
Thanks,
to the
man.
max.
I don't need any help, thank you.
So have you opened the aircraft carrier? Have you looked at it?
I've looked at it. It's not like a super duper high diesel. I think it's a trumpeter.
What scale?
350.
That's quite big.
Sure. I don't know to compare it to. But
World War Two.
the box is quite big. And then I bought a battleship off her as well. So now comes the whole: do I get aftermarket? Do I get those
No.
little tiny
That's
planes for the little tiny people?
Those ship aftermarket stuff and what those guys do
That's the
with
biggest
all those
trap, man.
mini bends and everything. That's witchcraft.
It's a religion
dark
all in
art.
itself, man. Because
That's a voodoo magic.
Yeah.
just the radar itself. I was watching this guy build that same kit with PE.
Yeah. Especially if you have to bend like at a
Oh, man,
certain
seriously.
to create like a semicircle or something.
I feel like I need to buy one of those PE
wow.
benders because all I did with
Yeah.
that cockpit, that was by hand. That was just like
Yeah.
X-Acto knife edges.
No, tanks are good with photo etch because it's just straight edges, right?
Yeah.
Mostly.
It's all 90-degree.
But then to bend stuff,
Yeah,
I had to like
bendy.
use the lighter to heat it up. And
Yeah.
all this kind of
I
stuff.
don't even do
and-
that.
There's one where you clamp it on, and then you've got this tool that you actually can bend the photo etch to a certain degree.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that at the time.
But the ones where you have to bend it like a semicircle, those I'm like, wow, how do you do that?
No, there was stuff like that for the Japanese
Yeah.
plane, and you
Yeah.
just
The
had to use the
roller.
lighter, heat it,
Roller,
and then
yeah.
bend it, and keep bending it.
I just use like the end of a brush.
Unless it's like trumpeter,
Just bend it over the.
Oh yeah.
unless it's like trumpeter photo etch, and that's like thick brass or metal or something. You can't even bend it.
Made out of mithril.
You need a hammer.
It's titanium. Titanium.
You basically need to melt it down, reforge it.
No, I think I ended up buying like a mini desk vise, like tiny little baby vise, so I could bend stuff at like 90 degrees nicely. It's like $15. And you just clamp it in there and then fold.
Just more tools.
Because it's so tiny. It was
Yeah.
stupid tiny. Like toothpick was too big.
Yeah.
Stupid.
There's
Yeah.
people out there who are dedicated PE people.
It's a dark
And they're
art.
like, oh my God.
I congratulate those guys.
Right?
They asked the question if I could, and they're like, "I'm gonna find out, and I'm gonna get good at it."
That's one of the things that probably I don't. If I look at a box and go PE, nah.
Like I appreciate how good it looks on a kit. Looks
Yeah.
great.
It's getting there. That's the.
Yeah.
But that's why those Quinta Studio 3D decals are so good.
Yeah.
that's just a cop out.
It is a cop out. Yeah. I
Yes.
mean,
But they look great.
they look great.
They look fantastic.
They look great.
And you
can
bought
move
this-
on to the next one
Yes.
where,
Yeah, you're not sitting there on the cockpit for the whole day.
I
You just
have been
stick-
recently
stick and go.
converted because I was one of those guys going, this is just cheating.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the kids of today, like with bikes that don't need to pedal and cars that
Electric
don't need to
bikes.
drive and models you don't have to model.
Yeah.
You just buy it, the 3D,
Guys, have you heard of
Diecast.
you know, the whole build versus bought thing. And
Yeah.
then I bought my first, the 3D set for the P40 and I was like, this is incredible.
Yeah. Like you can see the
No
needle.
way- like, there's no way you can get this.
Is
Yeah.
it cast
It
bunnies
says
though?
oil.
Expensive?
Not really.
Yeah, they're
Considering,
pretty cheap.
considering
Yeah.
if you were to measure your time as a metric for like money, if you put that in money wise, like how much could you charge for straining your eyes to
Yeah,
do
but how
like
much does it compare to like just a regular decal sheet?
But it's a lot smaller because it's only like we get it for the
Yeah, and
cockpit or
the
something.
decal,
Really?
Like $40 for a little thing.
It's about 30, 40 bucks depending on what it is.
yeah, and you
Depending
get
on
the
scale.
and it's
Yeah.
not just a dashboard; it's also like the side.
Yeah, you get the
sidewall
side wall
and
panels.
seatbelts.
So if I bought
Yeah.
a
That way.
$40 kit
Yes,
with $40 Quinta Studio things,
Yes.
it
and
does.
then
It
spends
does make
another
a huge
$40
difference.
buying the specific decals that I want,
Yes,
that's 120.
yes, but you've opened up that kit to different options.
After I paid for those options.
Yes. But it's like for everything else in life.
Yes.
You pay a little bit more and you get a little bit better.
I think I'm just amazed at how expensive decals are.
Right.
When we were looking through the sacred texts at Expo,
Yes.
Consulting
The scrolls. The sea
consulting-
scrolls.
the scrolls.
Sacred books.
The Dead Sea Scrolls.
For those that don't know,
I'm so addicted.
That guy-
for those
that
that
guy
don't
always had a
know,
lot.
at Expo,
Man.
there was a vendor there, and they have all this aftermarket stuff, but they have it in the big binders. So it's like,
Yes.
and it's just lined up there.
Come
and just,
on.
and you're
Two
just sitting
bugs,
there opening and
red
just
roo.
flipping through, looking for what you want. But I was just amazed at how much a printed out piece of paper
Yes.
costs.
Seriously,
It looked like you guys were doing some major research.
where our table was last year, we were looking directly at this.
Yeah.
It's one fold-out table with like, I don't know, 6 or maybe
it was like 8.
9 or 12 binders, different scales, different type, but mostly planes and stuff. But every now and again, you'll find like, the odd tank stuff.
Yeah.
But I was looking every half hour for that seat to be available, and the moment it was unavailable, I got my one-legged butt over there, hopped, and like sat down, and that's it. I was there for what, an hour?
Yeah,
Two?
what?
Yes.
Sunday afternoon.
Quite easy.
We spent most
Yeah.
of it there, just
Oh
Yeah.
my god!
consulting with the scrolls.
Just
Yes,
sacred,
that's
sacred
right.
text.
we were making up stuff. We're like, oh, check those guys. They're looking at the, was it the thing of
Sacred Seas.
independence?
We were consulting the sacred, the Dead Sea
It's
Scrolls.
like, the codex says.
Yeah, like,
And I was actually buying decals to kits I knew I did not have.
Just in
But
case.
I
'cause
knew
you
that
wanted
one
them.
day, just in case,
That's right.
I'll get them. Now I'm thinking, okay, now I've got a $20 decal set. Now I have to go and fork out $120 for a kit.
But a lot of those decals that
Just to
were
justify the
in
decals.
those folders were ones that are out of production now as well. So hence, anything
tell
out
me
of
that.
production, everyone charges double,
Don't tell me
right?
If I knew that,
Don't tell me that now. Please don't tell me that now.
I was just like, nah, you're not cool looking. Nah, I don't
Next
like
time
it.
we'll just bring a scanner and we'll just say, can you just borrow this for a second? And then,
Well, I have to.
most of those things you could probably print out if you do have a
Yeah.
scanner.
yeah.
I'm just looking at the Quinta Studio decals. So for a 172, they're about under $10.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm just trying to.
172. Consider it's 172 scale. So,
But I also wouldn't pay
who's
more than
going to paint
$10 for a $172.
But who's going to paint a 172 scale?
Yes,
dashboard?
depending what it is. So if you get a big plane,
Yeah. So if it's a big bomber.
if you get a Hercules or something in 72,
Hercules.
Yeah. So 148, you're looking at about anything between $8 to $28.50.
Does it have a seatbelt set with it, or just
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
All right,
Mini
say
seatbelt.
a 148 Phantom J,
Okay.
148 Phantom.
because that's the last thing that
it's
was on my
a twin
table.
seat as well. So there's 2 cockpits.
Yeah, because that was the last thing that was on my bench, and I was doing the. Oh
But
no!
you
I
finished
wanted
the-
the
you
decals
finished the
for it. I wanted
Yeah.
cool.
Who
I wanted
was
to
it?
do Jolly Rogers. That's what I was doing.
Oh, yeah.
Academy, like who?
Yeah.
What's the
I
manufacturer?
think it's the Academy.
No, the Italeri. Yeah, the Italeri
Yes,
one.
it's the Italeri. I think.
Because that was
That's what I think
that was the RAF one that they have.
No, hang on. No, I did that one.
Oh, that,
Almost
yeah.
finished
You,
that one.
okay, wow.
But then
you
I
did that.
started
Ah.
another one because I wanted to do a whole Jolly Rogers thing.
So-
Yeah, that was,
So 148 World War II planes, you're looking at something in between, under $20. Whereas once you get to the modern jets, 2-seaters, you're
Yep.
easily looking at over 25, 30, even up to $43.
40, yeah.
My brother, I only
yeah.
paid like $30 because I
Yeah.
bought it at Expo.
Yeah.
But I think,
Or
I
I bought
think
it online.
with planes as well. Like with tanks, you're looking at everything, but with
Yeah.
planes, cockpit's the first thing you're going to look at.
Yeah.
It's the Hasegawa. This,
Oh, yeah.
Phantom J. My first Hasegawa.
There you go.
Well, it can do with a 3D set.
yes. That's the
It can do with a-
1970s,
It can
80s.
do with a 3D set,
Yeah.
man.
But it does look good once it's done.
Yeah,
It
but I
just
think-
matches the effort that you've put in on the
Yeah.
exterior.
But I think I'd be more inclined to spend money on aftermarket if I'd
Or-
paid full price for the kit.
Well, if you don't want to do it, just do it with a pilot inside and it covers everything.
Yeah.
Do the canopy down,
I just
pilot
be like,
inside.
oh, it's nighttime.
Done.
I just diorama of nighttime. You can't see anything.
So I'll buy you the Quinta set,
Happy
then-
birthday.
and then you put it in, and you'll be like, okay, from now on, I will only do Quinta sets.
Yeah,
It's like, ooh, if
it's
I only
so much
paid
easier.
$30 for it,
It's a life changer. It will change your life.
Oh, by the way, guys, we're not sponsored by Quinta or anything like that. So,
No.
but if
Yeah.
Quinta, if you're listening, then
Yes, if you want to
want
send
to
us
plug
some
it, then
samples,
go
we're
on.
happy to try.
if you want
would-
to send me
exactly.
for a 148 Phantom, J,
we'll be a test crash dummy.
for Hasegawa.
I will. If I hate it, I'll tell you.
Also has to go. If you want to send us some kits, go for it.
And if you want to get access to these Quinta Studio decals, you can get them at B&A Model World, which a lot of
Yeah.
us go to for,
They have a
for our
lot.
supplies.
So then, how much would you sell a Quinta thing secondhand? If it
Well, that's
was
a question.
If it was online,
Yeah.
how much would you pay?
Depends how rare it is
Oh.
and if it's out of production and
But a lot of the
how much you're willing to give me.
Do they go out of
a lot
production
of the
often?
sets that we buy at
Yeah.
Expo, or you open up the box, it's got everything in there
Yeah,
already.
usually. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm getting those for a great price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was one. It was like a $200 something. Got it for like 95, 100. Yeah, it's crazy.
Last Expo I bought the new Academy A10C. And I go,
Yes.
it was $90 or 80,
Yeah.
80 $90. And I go, dude, that's full price.
Yeah.
And
Because
he
it's
goes,
new.
yeah, but open it up.
Yeah.
So I opened it up. It had everything. It had resin wheels. Had the,
Oh, really?
the 3D sets. It had
Wow.
decals. It had everything in it. And he goes, $200 there. I was like, okay, here's my money.
Take my money.
But it's another one. It's like to save time on a hobby that I want to do for fun versus
Yep.
spending more money on something that I have to trade my time for. One, I want to trade my time. The other, out of necessity.
And that other question is also, do you spend your hard-earned cash on buying those accessories and aftermarket stuff, or do you buy a new kit? Because sometimes it gets very expensive. And you go, brand new mold.
But then you'll have to buy accessories for that new kit if you're one of those guys that have to put details in every
If we
kit.
were a
It's a
car,
slippery road.
if we were a car podcast and we're saying exactly the same thing about cars,
Yeah.
I think it's just a matter of time before we will be buying aftermarket parts. If it was any other hobby, if we were fishing, we wouldn't just buy a Kmart rod. You know what I mean? We'd be buying extra lines. We'd be buying sinkers, and
Yep.
I don't know what fishing people do. Where
Yep.
they just go to Safeway and buy yourself some fish.
Yep.
Save yourself a sunstroke.
Exactly.
But here's the argument though: there are kits nowadays that are being released so good that you may
Yeah.
not even need any
Yeah, right.
aftermarket stuff.
Yep. Yep.
Sometimes they come with their own photo etch
Yep.
too.
Could we see in 50
But the
years
price
the
reflects
death
that.
of the
Don't touch
aftermarket
it.
market?
Oh, once you start printing your own stuff.
Oh, yeah. Is that like a big
Get
no-no?
away.
Do people like shun you?
I had asked a mutual friend of ours who also is a judge at Expo, like what's the general consensus with 3D modeling, right? And he said that in the beginning stages there were people who are very religiously like, oh no, you can't
Yeah.
do that and all the rest of it. But I think with the advent of and it becoming more and more available to everybody, it just became common. And the people who were once very anti 3D modeling bought themselves a 3D modeler, 3D modeling thingy, printer, and now printing out their own. It's like, oh, this is great. This is one of the most wonderful things ever. So, you know, it's
I
just
saw a video the other day and the guy was saying, can you do injection molding with a 3D printer? And he worked it out so you could. So you made the blank out of resin, like did a mold of whatever, made a thing of it, and then shoved it up at the nozzle, and then you figured out which heat, which plastic, everything, and it would fill it all out.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it can only go so far. I mean,
Yep.
nowadays, even with when you enter something at Expo, now you can add aftermarket parts to the category of out of the box. So yeah,
Really?
yeah. There
Yeah.
are certain
Limited.
aftermarket stuff that you can put on and
Yep.
it'd still be classified as out of the
What, like
box.
seatbelts?
Seatbelts.
Or-
Seatbelts,
Pinto
wheels,
cubes,
yeah,
wheels
the
as well.
aftermarket
Yeah.
dashboards.
really, there
yeah.
was the 3D stuff.
So what the heck's the difference
accessible.
between out of the box and aftermarket?
I don't know. I mean, like, there are how should I say it? Categories where it's modified and out of the box, and I think there's a line, right? And I think with out of the box to be in that category, you can put aftermarket parts that are just probably the seat belts, the wheels. Nothing that'll change the actual shape of the model too much.
Yeah.
Because
But
then
who's
that's
doing- Who's doing anything crazy to change the shape in the open category?
Some people go nuts.
Some people go nuts. I mean, you can open up the engine bay, put all aftermarket engines in there.
Yeah.
And yeah, that wouldn't be classified. I mean, when I entered the Thunderbolt, I did a few things that never got anything because I don't think it was
Because other
out of the
people
box
went
completely.
extra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is a point where you can add aftermarket stuff, but
Because what, say all of model making is only 100 years old? Not even?
I mean, depends.
People have been making stuff for a long time.
Oh, like plastic
Depends.
modeling as we know
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Injection
That's-
mold.
as a hobby,
As
Yeah,
a hobby,
not as a job.
yeah, is only sub 100 years old.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's
imagine in
fair.
another 100 years from now, they'll be like, dude, I don't want some old
With
kit from the
advent of-
70s when I can just 3D print.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
might be completely retro by then. It's like, oh, the older the kit, the better.
Oh, yeah.
Like the most stripped back kit. Can you make a kit out of like balsa wood, like the old?
You won't even have
Oh,
to
they
make
do.
it anymore. You just 3D print the whole thing in one go.
Just genie blink it. Bing, it's done. Just buy it from bought versus built. Just order from Amazon.
There may be a time when you don't even get the physical kits anymore. You just get an STL file and just print it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Oh, but then that's up there with like when people sell kits without the boxes. I'm like, nah, I don't really want to buy it without a box, do I?
Yeah.
But people are like, oh, it's great for storage, so I chucked all the boxes. But I'm like,
So you can't say back in the boxes. There won't be a box.
Yes.
Fair.
Back
I
to the
deserve
rubbish
that.
bin.
I deserve that. I deserve that.
back to the recycle bin in my computer.
So there we have it. Yeah. So for 2025, I think we're going to be having some good content,
Yeah.
and we're going to be consistent.
Yes.
I swear by
I swear allegiance to the
To
DHH,
that I will
to the build, to the
attempt
hobby.
to build.
Come on,
attempt to
buddy.
finish.
Come jump
before
on in.
Expo.
Jump on in. Water's fine, man. Just come on in. Just come on.
It's just I think it's the settling into the domestic life.
Yep.
And look, you have every right to.
Yeah, like say if the hobby was going away and fishing, that's a I have to plan that. I have to go away. I have to come back. I don't know how some people manage to do that every weekend, but I feel like it's everyone's involved. It's not just them.
Yep.
So it's like, their group build is just their family. Like here it's just like, I am the only one. My wife doesn't do any of that.
Yep.
She's not interested. So I'm just like, time with you. It's like, I'm close. I'll just be in the garage. I'm right there.
I can see you still.
But then she'll be bored and then she'll come over and I'm like, do you want to go somewhere? She's like, yeah.
Yep.
Can I suggest something that I've done? Throw maths on. She's watching maths. You're on the coffee table, building away.
TV's in the bedroom.
Go on
I
then.
got rolled. I'm gonna have to bring a whole table into the room.
Go on then.
and
Take
sit
it.
Get
there.
one of those. Get one of those breakfast.
That's right.
I have one of these things. These
Yeah.
little,
Go on then.
There you go. I got
if
two
you,
of them.
Go
if you
on,
can't
son.
see, it's like a
Go on, son.
it's like a desk that just sits over if you're at the couch.
Do it. Do it.
Have one of those. But what am I gonna
And
do?
you have
I'm
no
gonna start
kids.
airbrushing in the room.
Well, you
The
don't
window
have,
winds out, so I can just chuck the hose out.
You have no kids, so you can have a
Yep.
scalpel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
keep doing things in the bedroom.
There you go.
You might.
We're making
You'll find a way. You'll find a way.
humans.
Kids.
kits. We're making kits.
But yeah, well, come on back into the fold, man. Just come on in.
It's a dedication of time.
That's right.
You can do it.
People will be
water's
like,
nice.
you just got to make it a
You are
priority.
surrounded by enablers. We will help you,
Yeah, man, we could all be the best junkies.
dude. Oh my gosh, so bad.
We'll even do a group build day for you as well.
But that's the
Thank you
beauty.
for the sacrifice.
That's the beauty of this group. That we all have our own pace, and this will relate to a lot of people out there as well.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
there'll be some people who are at your pace. There'll be some people at your pace. So it's a place where people can watch and
Correct.
relate.
We're very relatable.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, yeah. Yeah, but
We're
it's
too
been
poor to
good.
be relatable. Yes. That's all. There's like
That's what makes us relatable.
Yeah. Everyone's going to look down at us like, these people don't even build. They don't finish. They don't,
Yeah, but then there's people that do that.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, who can walk around an expo and relate to every like the high end model makers? But you can relate
I
to
think
us.
back when I was like,
We'll have a niche.
before marriage, there was more time. I think like, the benefit to marriage was like, oh, cool, we're in the same house now. Sweet. But before that, I was like, well, I'm at home and she's at her house, which means I have time.
Ding ding ding.
I'm
There you go.
uninterrupted. I could just spend all Saturday building because I wouldn't have to like go over. But now it's like, there's no escape. I'm not trying to say I want to escape. I'm just saying there's no,
So if you have kids, you can say, "Oh, can you?" While they're looking after the kids, you go, I'm just going to go in the garage.
and then she'd be like, I thought you also wanted the children. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I do. Yeah. You're right.
It'll work out.
But no, look,
Like I keep saying, that's what after midnight's for.
You got to get your mojo back first.
I'll just wait until the kids are old. I'm like, so guys, I have something to introduce you to.
That's right.
Transformers
Ooh.
and models.
And then you can build your own
That's right.
Transformers. There's Transformer kits
100%.
now.
Mate, I'm going to milk this thing later. It's going to be so much easier. You could be like, I got the kids. They're all entertained. Don't worry. Done. Tick.
Yep. That's right. There you go.
You need to start buying Transformer kits now.
Let's do it now.
I think it might be like the toys where now the toys aren't cool. They used to be cool back when the movies first came out.
Yep.
So now I think like the kits, like these ones here, these trumpeter ones look pretty mad. But I reckon if they made same, but bigger. Whoa. Same, but bigger. That'd be sweet. Like if you had like a, what's that, 30 centimeter. They have 30 centimeter Optimus because China. I think our hope is in China because they make all
China.
these like really cool kits for like 150, 200 something bucks.
Unafraid.
Crazy detail. But you have to import them compared to buying a trumpeter for like 40, 50 bucks for a fraction of the price, a fraction of the detail.
Then there's Gundam.
Yes.
Yeah, but have you seen like the Optimus?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
like
mad.
Yes, I
500
have.
something pieces. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Fully articulate everything. Like that's hectic.
Looks so damn good too.
Yeah. That'll look good in any mantelpiece.
But I feel like I'd get bored after I built the first arm. He could be one leg and one arm and half a chest. Just half. I'll just build half of him, that half.
Yeah.
That's it.
And they're posable.
Yeah, the whole thing's posable.
So you'd be like,
Yeah, he doesn't transform. That's the only thing. But I reckon they'll figure
Make
it
it.
out.
you could pretend.
There's one that transforms, doesn't it? Like
You can get those robotic
toy,
ones
the
now.
model.
The toy.
Oh, there's a toilet, doesn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's voice activated.
And you can get
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a remote control thing.
you can get Megatron, Optimus, and Bumblebee, I think, and Grimlock.
Yeah, mad.
Yes. And it's G1 Optimus
Yeah.
as
What
well.
for the
Yeah,
trumpeter
Gen
kids?
ones. Yeah, the old Gen one. Yeah.
I do love me Michael Bay Transformers. They're good times.
Yes. We can get a trumpeter kit then.
Yeah, I was looking at them.
Go on,
Looking at them the other day.
In your own time.
But they
Aquan.
snap together like a Gundam, or they cut
They
together
Gundam.
like a regular.
All I did was mine, and I'll post it up. My finished wheeljack is weathered it. I'd put some, once all the weathering was done, I just put a clear gloss on top and then a matte gloss on the bits that I wanted matte. That was it. It's a weekend job.
Because basically, when you weather it, you're on the gloss stage, aren't you? Right?
Yeah, it's already it's
This is all in
painted.
gloss stage already. So
Yeah.
yeah, feel free to weather it. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. And I just use
But
the clay
don't
one. It's
weather
easy.
it with
Enamel.
oils.
Or
an
oils.
enamel. Yeah,
It'll
Yeah,
burn.
because
you know, been there, done that.
it
I have a
melts.
one-armed Gundam.
doesn't match well. Yeah. I use
is
the
it-
clay ones from
Why is it
Flory.
one-armed?
Yeah, but I
It
didn't
melted
know.
right through?
Why- I was just like, oh, surely it'd be fine.
Yeah, I did the same.
No, this is why I don't do
Yeah.
surely. So whenever I
Yeah.
hear, oh, surely, I'm like, no,
No.
no.
Or just make your own like acrylic one or something. Just water it down some acrylic
It's one of
paint.
those ones I probably should have Googled, but I'm like, hey, plastic's plastic.
I know, that's what I thought as well.
Yeah.
That's
Why
the
is
fun
Gundam
stuff
made
about
out of
the hobby.
different plastic? What a mystery. Why are they made out of different plastic?
I don't know.
Oh, they're coloured
it's the
plastic
film.
though, aren't they?
It's the Gundam ones. It's that film that they put on top to make it really glossy or whatever it is. It's different to like normal plastic injection molds.
Yeah,
Right.
sometimes
Yeah.
what's the chemicals inside the actual
But then-
solvents and stuff will burn right through.
Yeah, and then the
they
whole
use
thing
they use
snaps.
plastic. No, they use stickers as well instead of decals.
Yeah. Usually, or some of them do come with water decals and sticky normal stickers.
But people paint Gundams anyway. Eh?
Yeah,
When
but
they're
all
on the
these,
street.
all these Transformer trumpeter ones, all the decals, if they had like say a US Army sign or something like that, they're all pre-painted on the models anyway. So there's no stickers either.
So you couldn't even repaint the whole kit if you wanted to.
Yeah, you'd have to probably buy decals for it.
But not selling those.
Yeah,
Damn.
but you don't need to because it comes out great already.
That's like I had the Mandalorian Gundam figure and I was like, oh yeah, paint it because
Yeah.
it's just grey, but it's not like
Yeah,
Mandalorian
glossy metal,
shiny, dark,
yeah.
deep grey. Because that looks hot. And I was just like, I never got around to it, but I like the idea that I could.
Yes.
I mean, last year, Jeff, you featured a Warhammer.
Yeah. It was a
On the table.
McFarlane's Warhammer,
Yeah.
and it's quite big.
And that came out grey already, right?
Yeah, it was.
It's
It
like
was
a
in grey.
undercoat.
It was like a soft plastic, and
The vinyl,
Yeah,
like the toys.
Right,
I
right.
bought one of those.
Yep. Oh, you did.
You got me
Nice.
one for my birthday, so
Yes.
yeah. But the good thing is, I experimented with putting a primer on it first because the primer is pretty tough on the surface, and it took it very well. So if you can take primer,
Yeah.
it could take paint.
Is
Yeah.
it like the Mr. Surfacer or?
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah.
Surfacer 1500 black.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And it worked a treat. It was flexible too because it's a very soft kind of plastic. So yeah, I was able to paint it, and it turned out pretty well. Haven't finished it though, so it might look different from last year's expo to this year's expo with some certain additions to it, especially
Nice.
after playing that Warhammer game.
Hell yeah. Oh, you know,
Which
like
one?
cover them up in like
Yeah,
Ah,
you know, with
nice.
chains and
yeah.
oh, what's that thing where it's got like ribbons of you know.
All their
yeah.
blessed
Yeah.
things. Yeah, mad.
So
Tassels.
I'm getting some inspiration from that.
Good tassels.
And the Warhammer game, which is something we'll
Oh, you
talk
seen new
about.
update came out this week?
No, I haven't.
There's a new update.
Nice.
New Warbond on Helldivers as well. Comes out.
Yes.
Came out on Thursday.
So many games.
So straight
I know.
after this.
There you go. We're diving.
I think poor us with all our hobbies that we are blessed with such great products.
First world problems.
Ah,
Huh?
take me back to the dark ages when it was read a book or paint the sky.
Whoa. Easy. No, you don't want to go back there.
No.
You don't want to go too far back.
No,
Those were
but you know
dark
how I
days.
can go back there? By playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which came out this week. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
And
I know
apparently,
that.
like, the RPGs, like, up there with, like, Baldur's Gate 3 level unmatched.
I really want to get into that too.
Like, they have a whole thing where if you, like, commit murder and all this kind of stuff, you get branded and then shop owners won't talk to you. And, like, they spent 7 years on this
It's
game.
basically medieval Red Dead Redemption.
Kind of, sort of, but deeper,
Nice.
better role playing. Like, you play Baldur's Gate 3?
Sounds too fantastical for me.
Yeah, but, like, with as many RPG elements and options.
Violent. It has to be violent.
And it's violent. Oh, and the sword play is, like, you have to choose which side you're going to swing on and all this kind of
That's going to be amazing.
far more technical. It's one of those ones where it's like you don't play a while to get good. You play a long time just to get adequate. It's challenging.
Wow.
That sounds freaking... Okay,
That's a lot
well,
of time.
there's me modeling.
Yeah, well, modeling has been great. I thought I was going to get into it, but hey,
Yes.
There's me. I'm not going to be modeling. I'm not going to be finishing anything anymore. Sorry, lads.
anymore.
Well, now that you've told me about that game, I might have to.
Yep. We have to change the whole format of the podcast.
Well, no, it's still hobbies. That's fine.
It's still hobbies.
just
That's
a different
about a
crew
hobby.
of
Does
hobby.
Hobby
will
House
be-
has many rooms, man.
Everyone's going to be model
Yeah.
making switch out, and then
That's
all the
right.
gamers are like, hell yeah. And then
Yep.
we get back to modeling, and the gamer's like,
Yep.
what's this? I don't want none of this.
Well, we were
Maybe.
we were on Helldivers last night, and I had
Yes.
a Panzer Mark IV
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
right in front of me as well. So you know, when we were on the ship talking, and
I'll have to get
Chatting?
you guys to the dark side of sim racing one day.
I don't have.
I don't know
the room,
about
dude.
you.
I got the
Thanks,
wheel.
man. It doesn't have a clutch, does it? I could use paddle shift.
You got the use the buttons.
Oh,
You'll
No,
be
you got
fine.
the paddle shift. If
Yeah.
you-
paddle shift.
Paddle shift.
I don't need a left leg for it. It's not a
Yeah,
clutch.
that's right.
Yay! I'm back in.
You're good.
Phew. For a second there, I thought I was gonna have to just hate myself more.
Because what we could play is newest set of cores that comes out this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
With
They've
the full map
released
and the full Nürburgring.
They've done the pre-release, which is out in PC already. But for console, it's,
Nerds.
later.
Nerd.
Yes, and proud.
There's just so many things trying to take my time.
Yep.
And they're all just games. They're just not even people
There's cooking as well. You know,
cooking.
So this,
Oh.
yeah, so it's all about balancing life with our hobby, and this is our story.
hobbies,
Yeah.
Hobbies.
And this is our story, and we're happy to share it.
Yeah, man. Like if you see us around, sit down, we'll have a chat and talk about like your hobbies and how you guys balance it. We're not experts. We'd love to hear from people out there who have struck a perfect balance.
and if you're one of those people who has one hobby, we'd like to hear from you.
Yeah.
I don't think
Wow,
anyone
you're
really
like a
has
unicorn.
one
You're like
hobby.
a social unicorn.
Yeah.
Like how do you do it?
How do you not like
How do you
anything
only have
else?
one interest?
It's crazy.
But they were like proper fanatical about it though.
Yeah,
You're right.
could be.
Must be nice.
What?
I'm sure it has drawbacks, like it's
imagine
more
how
expensive.
in-depth detail.
Like
Yeah, but I think
Masters.
financially it could be all the same because the amount of money we spent across all the
Guaranteed.
hobbies
Oh,
compared
my
to
lord.
just
It's
having
just
it
a-
all
it's
dumped
just a
into
funnel.
one.
It's just a deep pit of just.
So, Chris, how long until you buy like 3 55-inch TVs and do a full cockpit?
Yeah, with
Sim
motion
racing?
sensors and everything.
Yeah, and get the chairs and all that. How long do
Be
you
that
spend on
guy.
like 40
How
grand
long
on
before you be that
I'm still
guy?
putting Tesla, mate.
Everyone, like eventually, being in your garage, eventually it's going to get to the point where all this is soon going to like one thing's going to be added, another thing's going to be added
Yep.
before you know it. There's a full racing sim
Yes.
back here.
Sauna.
No, all you'll need is a good VR headset.
Oh, I got the
yes.
PlayStation VR.
True.
My mate's currently borrowing it,
True.
but that with Gran
Yes.
Turismo 7 and the wheel. perfect.
I can't do VR. I tried it at your place once, remember?
It's different now. They've
Yeah.
got better ones now that are actually got a higher refresh rate, so you don't
You don't
feel
feel
the motion
sick?
sickness too much. Yeah.
Yes.
And if you take out a mortgage and
Yeah.
go get a 50 series,
Because the thing about me is I feel sick differently. If I don't feel like throwing up, I feel like taking a dump.
What? wait, what?
One time he was at my house and we were playing Star Wars Squadrons. So he's playing with the VR helmet and all of a sudden he starts burping. And then he's like, oh man, I need to take a dump.
well, that's probably the worst game to play in VR.
Stop it.
Everything's
wait,
upside down
what?
all the time.
Yeah, it wanted to go the other way
Is
for
this,
me.
is this even medically possible? Like what? Your car sickness
I
makes you
don't
have an
know.
itchy bowel.
Yeah. I don't know.
What the
It's a
hell, Frank?
phenomenon.
Like, is that a thing? That's the thing.
It's my thing.
You don't crack into
It's my
sweat
thing.
and just
I get the sweats. I'm
Yeah.
sweating
He
and
was- He was
stuff.
sweating and he started
Yeah.
burping out of nowhere. It's like,
no. Do it now.
We have a bin right there. We have a bin right there.
Do it now.
I'll get my son's potty out.
the air was coming out one way,
Eric-
air was
you're
coming
Eric
out the
Cartman.
other way.
You're Cartman in that episode of
Full exhaust.
Make Love Not Warcraft.
We should have we should have a session where we put him in a VR and we'll time how soon
How
can he
long?
dump
Come
it.
on, man. Tune in for that. We'll be like,
But yeah, there are headsets now that have
Pay-per-view.
a higher refresh rate so
Yeah.
that you don't feel dizzy.
no. I want
Oh, wow.
slower. I want to
You-
see this
you want the
live.
old technology.
I want to see this live.
20 frames per second.
I want to make this guy like so motion sick that he just can't make it to the bucket.
Oh,
No, wow.
That was an interesting time.
Oh, cheeseburger. I thought
cheeseburger.
cheeseburger, but sure, cheeseburger. But dang,
That was my
dude,
nickname in high school.
You think you know somebody?
No, but
There you
that
go.
was a flying game too. But that
Yeah.
was Star Wars where there's no
Yeah.
horizon. You were in space, so
Oh.
you can do
You flip
all
it,
these-
everything, and it's-
everything's 360. And
Yeah.
apart from whereas
crazy.
when you're in a car, it's just
So you got
Flat.
sick, you got sick faster.
Yeah. It was a
You were playing that
I think it
game.
was Plane or Star Wars.
You
I
are
can't remember.
playing
And
that
it was just
game.
like dizzy as you have one centered like somewhere like a ship, and then you just round and
I
round,
really
and you're
want
like,
to see
oh
this.
my gosh.
I want to see this.
hang on. But then again, without even VR, you get sick as
Dude,
well.
I am.
yeah.
I
Anything first
am.
person, mate.
I'm traditionally car sick. Like
Oh,
I am,
yeah, you're a real
dude,
car sick.
Within 5 minutes of playing anything with that kind of like enemies coming at you from everywhere, within 5 minutes I'm like sweaty. I'm thinking, but that's I think normal. Quotation marks normal, but burger. Let's go back to you.
It's not.
That's like unicorn. That's
Yeah,
medically a thing.
So if anyone out there gets a little bit, pooey,
From the other side.
Do you have a different version of car sickness or motion sickness? That is cool.
What is
man.
your version of car sick or VR sick?
So what would happen if you get car sick? Like you go for a long drive and then you go, I need to pull over.
I still get like if I do, like if I'm on a boat or something, I still feel like if
Throwing
I'm
up,
under
so-
too much,
okay, so it's a
throwing up
proper-
normally.
you-
But
okay.
the VR stuff just makes me. I was
Yeah.
worried about at your wedding when we were doing the VR stuff. I
yeah.
was like, oh, I hope I don't crap my pants.
well, I mean,
That is cool.
it's, your ears are in one place, and
Yeah.
your eyes are seeing certain things that you're simulating movement, and your ears are saying, "No, we're not." That's when you start getting sick.
Yeah.
That's why you need to buy the motion rig for your sim setup.
Yes,
It's for your health.
yes, that's right.
I didn't know this. I didn't know that was medically a thing.
No,
but
yeah.
there you go.
Apparently, it is.
Go, Bergs.
me.
Go on in. Go on in.
Unique.
Go. Let's go in the living room now. And you throw it on, and I want to see it happen.
I can't afford a
Put a
VR.
thermometer and see the temperature go up, and you start sweating.
See
Where's
the
the thermometer going?
sweat, the sweat beads going.
Man, I'm just going around the block, but damn.
Not a rectal one.
My
Not a turkey base.
my butt starts sweating.
And you're like, oh man, those
Wow.
DSG farts are real. No, they're not DSG farts, they're mine.
Wow. All right.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, on that
Well, I think on that note,
on
we,
that chocolatey
we
note,
go to the next.
on that literal note. Okay, well, I don't know if I could look at you the same way, man. But seriously,
That's
cool.
great. Yes.
But so here we are. That was the first episode of us back.
Yeah.
We call this
Season
season
two.
2. Yeah.
Season two.
Season 2 after how long?
Well, yeah, there was the writer's strike as well,
Yeah.
but we don't need to discuss that. But look, just want to thank you guys for dropping back in. Check in on us again. We'll definitely be trying to get this more consistently up here for you guys and for us guys as well, because we love doing it. So, you know, we'll just want to thank Bergs again for giving
Hosting
us
us.
the space.
Yeah.
My pleasure. As
and
always.
you heard his kids in the background. We are
Yes.
still an operational.
Yes.
This is
This
still a
is
thing.
life.
Still real life.
We're still dads. We're still married.
We're not in a studio. We're just in a garage.
Yes, there we go.
There you go.
And, thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Aquan, for helping put up this place. And here we go. Das Hobby House, guys. Welcome back.
Yes. And check us out on Facebook and Instagram and
All the socials.
all the socials.
And well, hopefully this will be out in 2 weeks?
Something like that.
Yeah.
why not?
Yep.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And 6 months till Expo, guys.
No,
5
5
months till
four,
Expo.
5 months.
4 months till
Get
Expo.
those
months.
132s going.
So let's
That's
go.
right.
Let's get it conversationally, and let's all meet up there.
Yeah. All right. See you later. Love you. Bye.
Okay, see you later. Love you.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.
See ya.
Catch us
Bye.
later.